So, first of all, hi. I know to some of you this might come off as unexpected, but to be honest, I think I'm at that point now where I feel like I need to tell you what's really going on because although I did actually upload the first few rallies of the Pro Championship in WRC3 PS2, I was getting more diminishing returns than what I normally get. And basically, I did manage to get to the end of the Pro Championship, but my problem was I was also getting the results I was not hoping for. And really, when I noticed that I did get to the end of the Pro Championship, I noticed I was just very burnt out. And I think in some cases that might be an attribution to heat exhaustion, which is something that I have noticed I have been coming down with recently because, well, here in the UK at the moment it has not rained for weeks. And the other issue I have is the fact that it has also been very hot and in some cases very dry. While these sorts of things are normally expected in summer, a lot of the time I prefer to have these things when I know that there's going to be rain in the forecast, because then, at the very least, the air is not going to be so freaking dense. And I think that's partly why I have not really been recording any videos recently, and I am trying to keep this about as brief as I can, so if you enjoy what I do around here, and you would also like to see more, then feel free to please consider hitting the subscribe button, as I am only 2 subs away now from reaching my end month goal of 875 subscribers by the end of July. Can we get there? I sure as hell hope so. It'll at least help me to get through what, in many cases, I think, since I graduated university, has pretty much felt like a hangover year above everything else, because it feels like in a lot of ways I just cannot get anything right. And for the moment at least, it seems like that's probably going to continue, because I'm just having to wait so patiently for things to actually pan out. And I'm not sure if at this stage they actually will pan out. So if you want to help a guy out and you're still watching at this point, then please consider hitting the subscribe button, as it does help me out a lot. I'm not going to keep you here for much longer, but I will basically tell you what's coming up next. Initially, I was planning on uploading my other videos in the WRC3 Professional Championship, but to be honest, because I was not satisfied with how the whole thing went down, and the fact that I was basically more overworked than I normally feel like I am in situations like these where they're just not giving me the results. This is what I hope will get me back on track, as this is the first of the 2 games that I have decided I will now be playing. This is, by the way, the original version of Midnight Club 3, not the remix version. A lot of you, I think, are probably familiar with the original version because it's basically the same as the remix version, except for saying that it doesn't have the Tokyo Challenge like the release of Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition Remix, which is basically the same game, but it just has more of everything, if you know what I mean. And aside from that, the other game I plan on doing is Need for Speed Carbon. And yes, this will be PlayStation 2, not PlayStation 3. I can understand why some of you might feign ignorance to this idea, but to be honest, because I don't have a working PlayStation 3 yet, and it will probably be expensive for me to actually get a working PlayStation 3, one which I probably will buy eventually. This is basically what my plan is from now on. I'm pretty much going to do a double game marathon with both these games, and aside from me trying to finish them, I am also hoping that I can actually get my motivation back, because especially with the heat and also with this long dry spell that we've now had here, I think the one thing I need more than anything else is motivation. And that's pretty much what my plan is. So, coming at some point, maybe before the end of the month, if I manage to get both intros uploaded, these two games. I have also moved my microphone to the other side of the desk, just so I can actually record myself and also get my microphone audio to pretty much, be in the same place, and, well, it is what it is. So that will do it for this update video. If you enjoyed and would like to see more, then be sure to give it the old thumbs up like, and maybe consider subscribing to the channel, as I am only 2 subs away from reaching 875 subs. That is my end month target, if we can get there. And feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. I am also hoping that if possible, once I do manage to get a 16GB RAM processor, which is something else I plan on buying in the future, maybe my frame quality will actually be increased instead of decreased, because my current RAM processor can only handle 30GB at the moment. But whatever. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for more update video content.